Hello everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to talk about groups and the DrawErase toolbar and how those can be used in conjunction with one another. So to start it off, I have an analysis here that's ready to analyze the results, and I have everything shown. And beforehand I created a couple groups so it can show the concept, and then we'll jump into how those were created. So under groups, if I right click on any of them, I have an option to show full model or show an active group. Now an active group is defined by the one that's in the bold blue text. So right now my middle weldment is active, and that's the one you see. Right, so it hides everything else. There's one labeled grow example here. And we'll go through how these were created in just a minute. And then I have one labeled high stress bolt connection. So if I just wanted to check out a region where I had a bolted connection and hide everything else around it, that was the reason for creating that group. Top bolted connection between the two flanges. Then we have our top weldment. So if I go back to show full model, let's create a group that's the bottom weldment only. One way of doing this, we can go to Group and Operations and generate solids. Now what this does is any solid that I create, I have the option to include the connection regions, any mesh, loads, and constraints. And here I want to create a new group. So you see we now have a group 7 over here. And let's call this bottom weldment. So now if I activate that group and change my options back to show active group, you'll see we now view only the bottom. Now, if we want to view groups in combination, we can choose the option Show Multiple Groups. And so if I wanted to see the top bolted connection and also the middle weldment, by selecting both of those, we can view both of those at the same time. If I check top weldment, you'll see we can view all three of those groups. We can subtract the top weldment. Obviously, it just turns it off. But where the DrawErase toolbar comes into play is I can use it to create groups, but I can also use it to hide individual components and not necessarily alter my group. So what do I mean by that? Well, in the DrawErase toolbar, I have two options. I have an erase mode, or I'm sorry, a draw mode. That's the one with the pencil and the line. And then there's an erase mode, and that's the one with just the eraser. And I have different options of what I can select. So let's say I wanted to hide some of these gussets. I could choose Select Solids. Actually, I don't want to do solids. I want to do surfaces. So I'll go back, and I'll choose surfaces, and I'll just pick up those two gussets here, and I'll click OK. Now, we're in draw mode, so I can toggle to erase mode. And so based on my selection set, which were just the two gussets, in erase mode, they're hidden. In draw mode, they're displayed. So it's a way to toggle back and forth, and you can temporarily turn things off. So we can add to that selection set. I can choose this other gusset and add to it. I could even choose this top plate. If it was in the way on some of the things that I'm trying to view, I can hide, only that. Now, if you're satisfied with this particular display, and it's something you want to save to come back to in the future, remember the DrawErase toolbar is a temporary thing. So if I click this red X, it's going to clear my display. So if I wanted to save this, I could go back to Groups, Operations, and now I'm going to generate the group of only what's visible. And I'll just call this Test Middle Weldment. And it's asking if I want to include properties and materials referenced by the elements in the group. I'm going to select yes. And so now if I go back over here and I show active group only, and then I make that test middle weldment my active group, you'll see it only saved what was visible. So it's a really nice way to quickly navigate through your model, create groups, hide things of interest as you're interrogating your results, and it can make you very efficient and productive through your workflow. So I hope this helped, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.